Is the Republican Party protecting liberty or policing identity to feel comfortable? This is hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I'm your host, and this is my commentary. You can check out more on this article on GoRightNews.com.
This isn't left. This isn't right. This is liberty under a spotlight. Welcome to the place where questions stay loud, where truth matters more than fitting the crowd. Constitution first, no scripts to read, no gatekeepers, no loyalty test, no borrowed outrage, no hollow stress. Real conversations, clear and direct. If power hates it, we inspect. Go right, stand up, don't hide. Think free, speak straight, draw your own line. Go right, step into the light. Welcome to Go Right with Peter Boykin. Truth over tribes, freedom over fear. You're in the right place, welcome in. Truth over tribes, freedom over fear. You're in the right place. Welcome in.
A constitutional republic does not survive by demanding silence from those who expose its contradictions. It survives when citizens are willing to challenge their own side before power hardens into habit and habit hardens into authority. What we're witnessing inside the Republican Party right now is not a fight between conservatives and liberals. It is a struggle between constitutional principles and institutional comfort, between liberty as a boundary on government and tradition being repurposed as a tool of enforcement. Part of this conflict comes from a growing confusion over what, quote, conservative even means. For some, conservatism has become a matter of religion. For others, it has managed and merged into an identity defined by being, quote, anti-woke, which too often collapses into being reflexively anti-gay rather than constitutionally grounded. These views are usually sincerely held, but sincerely does not automatically make them compatible with constitutional limits. For people like me, whose versions of conservatism can feel less like philosophy and more like a warning label. And my conservatism is different. To me, conservatism means conserving our system of government, conserving our way of life through the framework of the Constitution, conserving limits on power so that no political majority, cultural trend, or moral panic can turn rights into privileges. This is why I reject the idea that being openly gay, unapologetically visible, and outspoken about equal protection somehow places me outside the conservative movement. The Constitution does not require me to shrink myself to fit a political coalition. It requires the government to restrain itself from choosing winners and losers under the law. I also reject the framing that says my identity should not, quote, matter to be accepted. That argument sounds reasonable until you follow it to its logical conclusion. If identity truly does not matter, then it should never be used as justification for denying civil rights, redefining marriage through the state, or carving exceptions into constitutional guarantees. Some Republicans say, quote, I am an American first. Well, so am I. That is precisely why I will not accept a government that treats some Americans as provincial. Conservatism was never meant to be a permission structure. It was meant to be a limit on how far the state can go into our lives, our families, our contracts, and our choices. And when a party platform begins to sound like a moral licensing board instead of a constitutional restraint, something fundamental has gone wrong. This is not about rejecting family values. Strong families exist across the country in many forms. They raise children. They pay taxes. They build communities. They serve this nation, and they contribute to its stability. The state does not strengthen families by narrowing their definition. It strengthens families by getting out of the way and allowing civil society to function freely. And when organizations inside the party decide they get to determine who is, quote, acceptable, who is, quote, too loud, or who must be sidelined for refusing to conform, that is not unity. That is controlled opposition wearing a friendly label. I will work with anyone acting in good faith to expand liberty. I will oppose anyone, regardless of party, who treats constitutional rights as conditional. Because if we only defend liberty when it is comfortable, then we do not believe in liberty at all. That is the conservatism I stand for. Not religious rule, not ideological purges, and not culture war loyalty tests. A conservatism that conserves the Constitution itself. Thank you for tuning in to #GoRight with myself, Peter Boykin. Check out more at gorightnews.com.
This isn't left. This isn't right. This is a line between power and the people, between comfort and courage, between forgetting and remembering who we are. We're still standing, hearts unchained, still here when trends have changed. No crown, no coat, no perfect sign, just flawed men choosing liberty over the right. Still standing calm but unafraid, still calling out the masquerade. Not rage, not hate, not blind insight. We stand firm. We go right. When the noise fades, when history writes, they'll remember who stood upright. Not for applause, not for the fight.